Hey everyone, it's Ashley from Bookaholics Anonymous, and this is going to be another book review and it is the first book in the series. It's The Jewel by Amy Ewing. I'm hoping I'm saying your last name right. Like I said, it's the first book in the Lone City series, and before I start anything, these covers on these books are so pretty. I love them. They're so pretty. So, I wrote a couple of things down so I could kind of talk about it. Really sure how it's gonna work, but anyways, the Jewel is a dystopian series about a girl named Violet, or in this book they call her Lot 197, I believe, and it is about her, and she gets sold in an auction to the Duchess of the Lake. So what it is this dystopian city is made up of five different areas, kind of. That's not what I want. I should have been better prepared. Okay, so here's what it says. The Lone City is divided in 5 circles, each separated by a wall, and all of them but the marsh have nicknames based on their industries. So the marsh, where Violet comes from, is the outer circle, and it's the poorest. They don't have any kind of industry or anything like that. The people there they're kind of labor workers who go into other circles. And the 4th circle is the farm, where all the food is grown. Then you have the smoke, where all the factories are. The 2nd circle is called the bank, because it's where the merchants have all the shops. And then there's the inner circle, which is called the Jewel, and that's the heart of this city. So hopefully that kind of gives you a little bit, And the Jewel is made of 4 founding houses, which is the Countess of the Rose, the Countess of the Stone, the Duchess of the Lake, and the Duchess of the Sky. So, and those are all the richy, glamorous royalty people, and that we learn later on are not so nice, which is the case for a lot of the royalty and stuff. When you get into dystopian-like books, they think they're better than everyone, and they are, and they just, yeah. So Violet, in this auction, she goes, like I said, she goes to the Duchess of the Lake, which she kind of, at the beginning when she's bought, Violet's bought, she kind of, I guess, thinks, she's okay, whatever. It's a big, nice house and all this, and they have dinner with the 4 founding people, and then of course there's the Electress, which is the queen, basically, I guess you could say. And it's just, she goes throughout the story, trying to figure out who she is and what she's supposed to do as a surrogate. I mean, she knows that she's supposed to have this kid for the Duchess, and she starts to see that being a surrogate and being in the Jewel is not all that she thought it would be, not all that her friends thought it would be, not all that it's not this wonderful place. It's got backstabbing, it's got liars, it's got murder, it's got pretty much all the awful stuff you can think of. And So she meets Lucian, which is a lady in waiting for the Electress, and he kind of treats Violet as if she's a person. He calls her, he wants to know her name, he calls her by her name, and when he helps her, he's just he's awesome, he's just trying to kind of bring her into his circle and what he's about to try to start doing. And he does have all this mystery about him. So at first Violet's like, I don't know if I can trust you. I don't know what's going on. You won't tell me anything. All you're telling me is that I'm meant to be something more than a surrogate to this lady, to the royalty. And so he's trying to communicate with her and all this, and she's just, she's trying to be this person for him, and then she's also trying to be the surrogate. She's trying to play her part so she doesn't get found out about what's Lucian's telling her. She it's just, it's not all it's cracked up to be. And she starts finding that out soon when other surrogates that she was with mysteriously die. And then she also lives with the Duchess of the Lake. So she also lives with their son, which is Garnet, which is, in this book he is kind of not a whole lot there. We just kind of see him as this bad boy type person. So we don't see a lot about him. But that changes in the second book. And anyways, and then we get to meet I think her name is Carnelian, which is the Duchess's niece. And she comes to live with them, and then we meet, and she's not, like, everybody looks down on Carnelian, so the Duchess hires a companion, and he is supposed to help Carnelian try to, become more royal and stuff, and help her throughout, and try to make her more pleasant for other people, I guess. And in one meeting, when he meets Violet in his room, when she's sneaking around the castle, he meets her, and he thinks that she is Carnelian, so he talks to her, and they're talking about music, and it's like a kind of a, I guess, an insta connection, which we know what that leads to. So, and then when he finds out it's not Carnelian and it's the surrogate, he kind of brushes it off and pushes it away, all while not being able to not think about her as well. And so, yeah, I mean, so they start this, kind of later in the book, they start this romance kind of thing. It's kind of cute. I mean, I really enjoyed seeing Violet have this person, have Ash. His name is Ash. So, and it just kind of buds from there, I guess. And of course the ending is oh, excuse me. And the ending kind of stops with not a good place because eventually Cornelian finds out what's going on between the two, between Ash and Violet, and she tells the Duchess. And yeah, and it's not a pretty sight. She doesn't think that anything's gonna happen to Ash, but that was a stupid thought, and it does. So it kind of ends there with Violet being thrown into her room and not being able to do anything. She's on lockdown mode, and then it ends with Ash pretty much being locked up. And the last thing we know is Violet gets this call on this little communicator that she has, and it is somebody that she's not expecting. And then, and I wasn't expecting it either. I was not expecting this person to help, but I'm glad that they did. And so, yeah, that was pretty much the end. And like I said, I really enjoyed this book. And there wasn't a whole lot of stuff that I didn't like. The only thing that I can think of that I wasn't too thrilled about was the auction itself and the way the girls were auctioned off. It kind of, I know this is a weird comparison, but it kind of reminded me of the movie Taken, if you've seen that. And in the fashion, in the sense that when these kids go to, I believe, Paris for a vacation or whatever, they get taken. So they get taken. They get taken and sent to this facility or whatever, and are kind of auctioned off to these people. So it's kind of like, I guess it's kind of like human trafficking, which that's just, I don't know, I just don't like that. I don't like the concept. I don't like the auction part. It shows people, it shows the humans as not being people, as being things and being these objects you can just bid on, and that's just not, that's the only thing that I could think of that I didn't like. But this is a dystopian novel, so it's gonna have some form of hierarchy that you can't stand, and that's what I can't stand. But if you have any questions or comments, leave them below. And I know this was kind of a long review, and I don't know if it helped or anything like that, but I hope you do give it a read because it is a good series. And like I said, I'm on the last book, so we'll see. Hopefully it ends well. Hopefully. I'll see you guys next time for another book review.